Hello and welcome to English Podcast.
Here you'll find fun topics, natural dialogues, and a relaxed way to practice English every day.
If you enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe. Have you ever gone back to a place you knew as a child, like your old house or school, and it felt completely different? Smaller, somehow? That's what happened to me when I visited Oakhaven, my hometown, after 20 years. Oakhaven, by the way, means a place where oak trees offer shelter or a safe place, like a haven. It used to feel just like that.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like your memories have this grand scale, and then reality shrinks them down. So, tell me, what was Oakhaven like in your memories? Was it a bustling town, a quiet village, or somewhere in between?
It was a small, cozy town nestled beside a river. Nestled means it was kind of tucked away comfortably, like a bird in a nest. I remember the huge old oak tree in the town square, its branches reaching out like giant arms. We used to climb it all the time. It felt enormous then.
That sounds lovely. The heart of a small town, right there under the oak tree. Did you grow up in a house with a big garden? Did you have many friends in the neighborhood? These kinds of details really paint the picture.
Yes, we had a small house with a big garden. Well, it seemed big then. I'll get to how that changed later. We had apple trees, a tire swing, and a little creek at the bottom of the garden. Creek is like a small, shallow stream. My best friend, David, lived next door. We were inseparable, always exploring the woods and fields around Oakhaven.
It's amazing how vivid childhood memories can be. You remember the tire swing, the creek, your friend. It's as if those experiences are etched in your mind forever. So what prompted you to go back after all this time? Was it a special occasion or just a spontaneous decision?
My parents moved away a few years after I left for college. I hadn't been back since. Then, I heard that the old oak tree in the town square was going to be cut down. Something about disease and it being a safety hazard. I felt this urge, this pull to see it one last time. Urge means a strong desire or impulse to do something.
Oh, I understand. It's like needing to say goodbye to a part of your past. So, you packed your bags, filled with nostalgia, and embarked on a journey back to Oakhaven. Embarked on a journey is a slightly more formal way of saying, started a trip. What was it like arriving back in your childhood town after 2 decades?
So, the rusty swing set, remember? It used to seem so giant, like a metal king standing in our backyard. Now, it looked small, almost miniature. The paint was chipped, revealing dull gray metal underneath. Miniature means extremely small, a tiny version.
And the treehouse. We built it with Dad, remember? Every board, every nail hammered in with such care. It was our fortress, our secret hideout. But now, some of the boards were rotting, and the whole structure seemed rickety. Rickety means likely to fall apart, not very stable.
It felt strange, like seeing a beloved old photograph faded and worn. Everything looked the same, but somehow different. Smaller, less magical.
We walked down the overgrown path to the creek. Remember how we used to catch tadpoles there? Hundreds of them, wriggling in our little plastic buckets. Overgrown means covered with plants that have grown wild and uncontrolled.
Yeah, wriggling. That's a great word. It means to twist and turn, like the tadpoles. The creek seemed narrower now, almost a trickle in the dry summer heat. A trickle is a small, thin flow of water. It felt a little sad, seeing it like that.
I remember the water flowing strong and fast. We built little dams, diverting the water into small channels. To divert means to change the direction of something, like the water in the creek.
We sat on a large, moss-covered rock by the creek. The rock felt warm under the late afternoon sun. Remember how we thought this rock was a giant turtle? We'd pretend to ride on its back.
It definitely doesn't look like a giant turtle anymore. More like just a rock. It's funny how our perspective changes as we grow up, isn't it? Perspective means our point of view, the way we see things.
Yeah, it makes you think about how memory works. How we add details, embellish stories. Embellish is a good word to know. It means to make something more interesting by adding details, sometimes even details that aren't entirely true.
I looked up at the old oak tree at the edge of the woods. We had carved our initials into it years ago. Remember? 2 small, clumsy letters intertwined within the rough bark.
I tried to find them, but the bark had grown thicker, the initials almost completely absorbed by the tree. Absorbed means taken in or soaked up, like the tree had swallowed our little mark, like it was trying to erase the past.
It was a bittersweet feeling. Bittersweet because it was sad and happy at the same time. Sad to see things changed, but happy to have those memories. It's like they were a little treasure, tucked away in a secret corner of my mind.
So, to quickly recap, our story is about a woman named Sarah who returns to her childhood home, a small seaside town, after many years away. She remembers it as a magical place, full of adventure. But when she gets there, things aren't quite how she remembers them.
Exactly. She's experiencing that strange phenomenon where childhood memories are often romanticized, made more beautiful and perfect than they actually were. We often remember things through rose-tinted glasses, as the saying goes. It means looking back with a positive bias.
Right. And now, she's confronted with the reality of the town, which has changed, and her own changed perspective as an adult. It's a bit of a shock, isn't it? It makes you think about how memory works.
It really does. She's starting to realize that the magical world she remembered might have been more about her own childhood imagination than the actual place itself. This part of the story really highlights the contrast between memory and reality. It's a common human experience.
Absolutely. Remember how she used to climb that big oak tree by the beach? The one she thought was enormous?
Yes, she thought it reached the sky. In her memory, it was this majestic, towering tree. She called it the giant. But when she goes back to find it, well, let's just say it's not quite the giant she remembers.
It turns out to be much smaller than she remembered. A perfectly normal, even rather small, oak tree. It's a powerful symbol of how our perceptions change over time.
And how our memories can play tricks on us. It's not that her memories were wrong, exactly. It's more that they were filtered through the lens of her childhood wonder. Everything seemed bigger and brighter back then.
That's a great way to put it. Filtered through the lens of childhood wonder. I like that. So, what happens when she sees the tree? How does she react to this realization?
Well, she's initially disappointed, of course. There's a sense of loss, almost. The magical place she remembered is gone. But then, something interesting happens. She starts to see the beauty in the ordinary.
As I rounded the corner onto Elm Street, a wave of something bittersweet washed over me. The old oak tree, our climbing tree, was still there, but smaller, somehow. Or maybe I had grown bigger. It's funny how perspective shifts over time.
Bittersweet is a great word to describe that feeling of happiness mixed with a little sadness, right? Like when something is pleasant but also tinged with regret or melancholy. And perspective, that refers to your point of view, how you see things.
Exactly. And seeing Mrs. Henderson's bakery, still standing, but now painted a garish pink. Well, that was a shock. I remembered it as a gentle cream color. My memory had clearly romanticized things.
Romanticized means you remembered it in a more idealized, more charming way than perhaps it actually was. Our memories can do that, can't they? They soften the edges of the past.
The bakery's windows, once filled with the warm glow of freshly baked bread, were dark and dusty. A closed sign hung crookedly in the door. It felt like a punch in the gut. This place, once so full of life, now felt deserted.
That phrase, a punch in the gut, is a good idiom to learn. It describes a feeling of sudden, unexpected disappointment or sadness, like a physical blow to your stomach. It really captures that feeling of loss.
It really does. Deserted is also fitting. It means empty, abandoned, like a ghost town. And the smell, or rather, the lack of smell. No more aroma of warm cinnamon rolls. Just the faint, musty scent of decay.
Decay implies a gradual decline, a slow deterioration. It's a powerful word to describe the sad state of the bakery.
I walked down the street, past the park where we used to play hide and seek. The swings were rusty, the slide chipped. The vibrant laughter of children echoing in my memory was replaced by an unsettling silence.
Unsettling is a good word to describe something that makes you feel uneasy, slightly anxious or disturbed. It's stronger than just uncomfortable.
Yes, unsettling is the perfect word. I had this image in my mind, a vibrant tableau of my childhood, and it clashed so starkly with the reality before me. It felt like stepping into a faded photograph.
A tableau is a vivid scene or picture, often a dramatic one, and starkly emphasizes the strong contrast between your memory and the present reality.
Across the street, I saw the old movie theater. We spent countless Saturday afternoons there, lost in adventures on the silver screen. The majestic, the sign proclaimed, the letters chipped and faded, just like the memories it evoked.
Evoked means brought to mind, or suggested. So the faded sign evoked, or brought back, your memories of the theater. Let's talk about a few more words.
The marquee, once displaying bold, vibrant titles, now hung empty, a testament to time's relentless march. I felt a pang of nostalgia, a longing for those simpler days.
Marquee refers to the sign above the entrance of a theater. And a pang describes a sudden, sharp feeling, often of sadness or regret. Like a quick, stabbing pain.
I reached out and touched the cool brick wall of the theater, as if trying to reconnect with the past. It was then that I understood. These places hadn't shrunk. My world had expanded. My memories, once so vivid, had softened, blurred around the edges, like an old photograph tucked away in a dusty album.
It's interesting how you describe your memories as blurred around the edges. That's a great metaphor to convey how time can affect our recollection of the past. And vivid describes something clear, bright, and strong, full of life like your original memories before they faded.
Yes, exactly. And while a part of me mourned the loss of that pristine, idealized past, Another part felt a sense of acceptance. A quiet understanding that change is inevitable, and memories, like everything else, are subject to its gentle, persistent erosion.
Erosion is a good word to use here. It literally refers to the gradual wearing away of something by natural forces like wind or water. But you're using it figuratively to describe how time gradually changes our memories.
So, let's quickly recap the story so far. Remember, recap means to summarize. I returned to my old hometown, Oakhaven, after 20 years. It felt smaller than I remembered, and strangely unfamiliar.
Yes, and the old ice cream shop, Scoops, wasn't as grand as you'd built it up in your memory. It had shrunk in your mind, hadn't it? The opposite of grown or expanded.
Exactly. And Mrs. Higgins, the owner, while still kind, was, well, older. Time had passed for her too, obviously, but it was a bit of a shock.
Then you went to the park, where you used to spend hours playing. The swings were rusty, the slide chipped. A bit disappointing, right?
A real letdown. Letdown means a disappointment. It wasn't the magical place I remembered. Then I saw the oak tree. The magnificent old oak we carved our initials into as kids. I felt a surge of something. Like a flash of the past.
That surge you felt. That's a sudden strong feeling. Like a wave of emotion. And the oak tree had become a symbol, a representation of your past.
It was a powerful moment. It reminded me of the real magic of Oakhaven. Not the exaggerated, romanticized version in my head, but the real, shared experiences, the friendships, the adventures we had. Seeing my initials, faded but still there, made me realize something important. Memories change, places change, people change. But the core, the essence of those experiences, stays with you. It shapes you.
And that's why even though the town wasn't exactly how you remembered it, the trip back to Oakhaven was still meaningful. It reconnected you with a part of yourself. Meaningful, full of meaning, significant.
Absolutely. It taught me that nostalgia, that longing for the past, can be tricky. It can distort our memories. But revisiting those places can also help us understand how our past shapes our present.
So, the trip wasn't a disappointment after all. It was a journey of rediscovering your past and accepting the present. A journey can be a physical trip, but also a process of learning and growth. It's a useful word to know.
A very useful word, and a valuable lesson learned. Oakhaven wasn't how I remembered it, but it was exactly what I needed.
It gave you a new perspective, a new way of looking at things. And ultimately, that's what makes revisiting childhood places so powerful.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.